Down in Daytona, on the sunny beaches of Florida, competitive gamers from across the nation have been gathering for years to participate in one of the most prestigious tournaments, CEO. While the main attraction is fighting games like Super Smash Bros. And Tekken, the side event Project Storm has a variety of rhythm games for attendees and tournaments to go with them. StepManiaX had 2 tournaments, split into various brackets, an uppers and lowers for women/non-binary, and the typical wild bracket, split into lowers, mid, and uppers. Better matches for lower-seeded players meant there were hype moments from the top to the bottom, from the first matches of pools all the way to grand finals. Here's my top 10 highlights from Project Storm at CEO 2024. With the 3 bracket split for Wild, players were matched with others fairly close to their skill level even in the first few sets. There's no better example of this than the losers match between Arul and Jay Hinney in the Cup, which came down to a nail-biter Game 3 on Crazy Baby with less than 100 points between the 2 players. Unfortunately for Arul, on the very last note, she didn't quite reach far back enough to hit the down arrow, which resulted in a miss rather than the perfect she needed to close it out, giving the win to Jay Hinney.
What? Oh, that last note. What? Yo, that was, oh my god, what?
Malia has been participating in dance game events for a long time, having competed at CEO at least as far back as 2019 and making a name for herself in DDR and ITG. But consistency in competing is not the same as consistency in winning, and she took a loss against Shinobi 1-2 in her first game of the women's non-binary bracket. After that though, she hit her stride and managed to take out Ali Ree, Digi, and Shinobi in a super close 3-game run back before finally losing to MCAT and Grands. If you put in work for as long as Malia has, good things are sure to come. Last year at CEO, I faced off against Dat Corrido at his first SMX tournament ever in our first round of pools, and I beat him 3-0. He then told me that the next time we faced off, he would beat me, a bit of playful banter that I didn't take too seriously. But since then, Dat Corrido has been grinding the game like crazy, and in our rematch in the first set of the middle bracket at CEO 2024, he fulfilled the prophecy, beating me 2-1. He then went on to take a song off of Maid Misa, as well as taking sets from Shinobi and Zephyr before finally falling to Conrad. His skill has grown tremendously in such a short amount of time that players need to watch out for him, or he just might dab on ya. "12-year-old Taekwondo boy represents the next generation of talent that any rising game like SMX needs to keep growing. He even seeded well enough to place into the mid-division, a great feat for anyone's first tournament. Whereas most of the participants of these types of events are old enough to rent a car, it's great to see a player holding their own against others that have been playing the game longer than he's been alive. Also, it's just great fun to see the height difference between him and Zats. Cheesecake was seeded 34th out of 43 entrants, which probably surprised her opponents when she ripped through lowers and took the top spot. But even that wasn't the end of her run. She beat Ali Ree, Lil Chris, and Big Matt before losing to Kevbo, and then eliminated me before finally falling to Tommy Doesn't Miss. With the confidence she must have gained from this run, other players need to watch out for Cheesecake next time she steps on the tournament stage. When picking a counterpick song out of a set, you have to weigh your skill set against that of your opponent's, which can be a very slim set of songs when playing against a higher seeded player. But my brand's counterpick of Kalinka against Tommy Doesn't Miss looked like it was going to work out for him, as he was about 80 points ahead going into the halt at the very end of the song. But nothing's set in stone until the last note is hit, and once the notes started moving again, well, this happened.
Don't forget it. No! Oh my goodness.
Conrad and Poo X faced off in the last round of the mid-bracket, with Poo X just barely taking the set on Song 3 by less than 100 points. They matched up again in losers of top 16, with Poo X's first pick of Gargoyle being close enough to give everyone a mini heart attack.
Oh my god. And they both missed the lift. Oh my god.
Both sets were Song 3 nail-biters, with Poo X just barely pulling ahead both times. With less than 600 points separating the players on every single song, this rivalry is one that is sure not to disappoint if these players match up again in the future. Zato Bravo is highly ranked on the Wild leaderboards, so a great performance shouldn't be surprising even for his first SMX tournament ever. But no one expected him to do quite as well as he did, knocking Paranoia Boy into losers in his second set of the day 2-0 after a tie on low workout. He made it all the way into winners finals before going down and out, ending his run at third place. Not bad for a first try. Be on the lookout for Zats, because if this is where he starts, there's no telling how high he can go. In theory, picking songs from a card draw allows players to flex their strengths against their opponents, guaranteeing a win if they can execute their preferred tech consistently. A stronger player can typically take both protected songs, but when players' skill levels are as close as they were in this tournament, the smallest flub can flip the script, and the rare situation where players win on each other's protects happened unusually often at CEO. Notable occurrences on stream included Maid Misa winning on Caveman's Protect while he won on her Pocket Pick, Spencer and Hints winning on each other's protects, Paranoia Boy and Evil Dave winning on each other's protects, and one more in Grand Finals. Speaking of which... Paranoia Boy did not start this tournament off hot, losing his first set to Zats 0-2. But that just made him stronger, going on an absolute tear through the losers bracket, knocking out Poo X, Kevbo, Hints, Evil Dave, and Zats in the run back, only losing one game in the process. Grand Finals was another story, however, as his longtime rival Spencer was fired up and ready, having only lost a single song himself on his way to the top. After an intense bracket reset and 4 more songs, it was Paranoia Boy who came out on top as CEO's StepManiaX champion.
And here comes your Storm 2-time champion. What a way to finish the tournament. Shout outs to both players. Just an amazing grand finals here.
That's it for CEO 2024. What do you hope to see next year when this event is held in Orlando? Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe if you want to see more updates like this one. And double thanks to my patrons Werdwerdus, Red Note, and Cowlauncher for supporting the channel. Peace!